Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Let's see what happened this week in the comic book world. All right, so first up, we got that Walking Dead issue 192 that came out this weekend. It's blowing a lot of people's minds because this Walking Dead has such a big fan base, whether you're into the comic book, whether you picked up the trades, whether you were a fanatic of over the TV show. This story, The Walking Dead in general, is just huge. So if you're unaware what happened in 192 and even the previous issue 191, so Rick, the main guy of the story, freaking Rick, man, we all know and love Rick. So Rick was freaking shot dead multiple times by Sebastian Milton, and then he rose up as a zombie only to be put down by his own flesh and blood little boy Carl. Oh my God. Now, I know speculators are going nuts right now, and people are trying to buy this book thinking it's going to blow up. I personally don't think that this book is going to blow up. I think it's really cool. I think it's nice seeing the torch passed on to Carl and seeing where Carl's going to go. But as far as this book blowing up or 191 blowing up, I don't see it. I think if you're into the flipping game, you might be able to make a good 15, 20 bucks. I think you might be pretty happy with that. And I believe they're coming out with a second printing of issue 192 in July or in August. And it's actually like a really cool homage to Rick from 2003 over to 2019. If anything, I think this is going to be the cover you're going to want to buy. This is going to be the book you're going to want to buy, because that's the one that I want to buy. So Rick from The Walking Dead wasn't the only thing that died this week. Freaking Swamp Thing. Oh, DC Universe, you're breaking my heart. Swamp Thing issue 1 came out. A few days later, news breaks that Swamp Thing won't be returning for season 2. And there's all this talk about how it has to do with taxes and money and a budget and this and that. From what I'm seeing, there's actually no concrete evidence. From what I've seen, I don't believe DC has directly came out and expressed what the exact reasoning is. It's pretty sad because I'm starting to see people say that we might not see a season 2 of Titans, or we might not see a season 3. I'm not sure if they already started production on season 2. We might not see a season 2 for Doom Patrol. I personally think DC Universe, they've been making amazing shows recently. I've seen that they've teamed up with Netflix to get people overseas in different countries to be able to watch Titans over Netflix. And I honestly think they should keep the DC Universe app to their animated shows, to their comic books. These big shows like Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, they need to go ahead and throw these onto Netflix on a bigger platform with a broader audience to just bring in more money so they can keep this whole train going, because DC's killing it right now. And I understand there's a lot of people that like the CW shows and the DC Legends and the Flash and the Arrow, and those are all great, slightly corny shows, but they don't even come close to what DC's been putting out on this DC Universe app. And I just hope that we get more of this, and I hope this whole setback with season 2 of Swamp Thing being canceled doesn't ruin the gravy train that they've been putting out with amazing content. So we killed off season 2 of Swamp Thing. We killed off Rick from The Walking Dead. Now we got Devil Deuce Comics. If you don't know Devil Deuce Comics, not a lot of people do. They don't put out that amazing books, but they put out a AOC, Alexandria Cortez. I can't even say her last name. I don't recall. She's a politician out of New York. I believe she's a senator. They made a few different covers of her, but one specifically where she's dressed up as Wonder Woman with the American flag, and DC sent out a cease and desist. And so I believe they stopped putting out this book. They stopped printing it. They stopped selling it. And right now it's soaring on eBay. You have sales from $500 to $1,000 going on right now for raw copies of this. Now everyone's like, oh man, we missed it. People didn't buy this book. And then out of nowhere this Wednesday, Devil Deuce Comics drops a big FU to DC Comics and drops this cease and desist. So I think they're trying to stand behind the barrier of it's just a parody. Don't sue us, because we don't probably stand a chance. But it's pretty cool. This book is spiking anywhere between $50 to $100 right now on eBay. Book initially was $20 with a $6 shipping, and they actually bumped up the price after about 10, 20, 30 minutes of it going live. They bumped it up to $30 because I guess they realized that this book is going to sell, and sure enough, it sold out. It was only limited to 500 copies. So if you were able to get your hands on a copy, great for you. If you're gonna list this on eBay, just buyer beware, I guess, because these books don't come bagged and board, and the shipping that Devil does is horrible. They literally take an envelope and throw a comic in there and ship it to you. So if you have a mailman that bends the book and you already have it sold for $100, that's not gonna be a happy customer. So I think that was pretty cool. Just a little bit of back and forth going on in the comic world. So we were just talking about DC, so let's move the scale back over to Marvel, because Marvel's teaming up with Dreamscape Media, and they're going to be publishing some audiobooks of some loved, comics that it's, I think that's really cool that they're putting these big comics into audible formats for people who, let's say you drive an hour to work. Let's say you're cleaning around the house and you just want to have these playing. You don't have a lot of time. You got a million things going on. You can't catch up on all these back issues. You could barely keep up with your new comic book day picks. So I think this is pretty cool. Some of the books they're going to start off with is that Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, X-Men Codename Wolverine, and Daredevil the Man Without Fear. And that's just some of the titles. I think they're going to add like another 20 after these. So that's pretty cool. Something to keep your eye out if you're into the whole Audible thing, or if you just want to support Marvel. Since we're talking about Marvel, Stan Lee's former business partner, Kia Morgan, he just recently entered into a not guilty plea for the counts of elder abuse that he's facing. I believe in the month of May, he was charged with 5 different counts of elder abuse, accusations of theft, embezzlement, forgery or fraud against an elder adult, and false imprisonment of an elder adult. And not just any adult, guys. Freaking Stan Lee. I think what this guy did was, he was kind of a scumbag, and I hope the judge or jury throw the freaking book at him. So now that we did a little bit of Marvel, let's swing back over to DC, because we got Jim Lee and Hex X doing some amazing work. Now, not to take any credit, but I have some sketches of some designs, but they took it to a whole new level. Now, when you go to a comic convention, you got your backpack, or you got your duffel bag, or you got this. Well, they created a customized backpack for either a collector. If you're going there buying graded comics or raw comics, you don't have to worry about your stuff getting damaged. Or if you're a freaking creator, you can have a backpack that has your 11x17 in there. You got your markers, your paintbrushes, everything's neatly organized and perfectly made for when you're walking around a convention, or when you walk into your booth, or when you're going from your hotel room to your booth. And the lighting inside's cool because it's like a custom Batman lighting. That's freaking awesome. And it's made by Jim Lee. It's gonna be water resistant, so if you're in one of these cons like MegaCon in Florida, it just starts raining when you're trying to go to your car, no worries. And it's cool how it has like the individual dividers for when you put all your raw comics in there. I like that. Or if you're gonna buy graded comics, the same thing. Everything's nice and snug. They even have an Aura Street price pocket guide, little pouch, so you can put that little price guide in there. They have a freaking poster tube holder on the side of it, anti-theft zipper lock, and some of the limited edition ones have like this Batman Batarang zipper, and it's actually active on Kickstarter. I believe their goal was 10,000, and I think they're like past 100,000 at this point, but there's still backpacks for sale, so you can still pledge it. You can still get some of these limited edition backpacks. I believe some of them are available, maybe not, maybe just the regular ones are available, but it's so cool, man. Like I think this is something that's going to grow and evolve, and they're going to develop new things for it and different attachments and yada 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 yada. But this is something that's cool, that it's specifically made for collectors and creators, and I think that's awesome. And for all you Lucifer fans out there, season 4 wrapped up on Netflix, and season 5 is going to be the final season of Lucifer, and they're done. So if you don't know anything about Lucifer, it first aired on Fox, the first 3 seasons, and then it was tragically canceled because it had a beloved fan base. Like people freaking loved this damn show, and I think they got about 8 million people to retweet or sign petitions to bring back Save Lucifer. And, usually these things don't really work out. Who pays attention to the petitions? And freaking Netflix was like, they hear the dollar signs. And they were able to get a hold of the entire cast. And they were able to buy out whatever they needed to buy out. And they completely brought the show over to Netflix, which, to my knowledge, that has never been done before. And they did a season 4, which was a little bit more risque. Because, when you're on Netflix, you can do whatever you want. And everything was really cool. They did the season 4 A lot of people, there was great feedback. I skipped like the first 2 episodes and started watching it, and then I was really confused. So I got to go back and rewatch everything just so like I understand fully what's going on, because I feel like the story got way more complex. But I'm interested to see season 4 and then season 5. So you fans can't complain, because Netflix freaking picked up the show, carried it out on its back, and gave you fans an extra 2 seasons. And since we're talking about TV shows and wrapping up the news for the day, I'm going to show you guys all the new like superhero type shows that are coming back out onto TV and our streaming services. So June 12th, we got Krypton coming back, season 2. It's going to have Lobo. It's going to be bananas. You definitely don't want to miss it. June 14th, we got Jessica Jones coming back to Netflix for season 3. June 24th, we got Legion coming back to FX for season 3. July 2nd, we got Young Justice Outsiders coming to the DC Universe app, which I hope is amazing. July 26th, we got The Boys coming to Amazon. July 28th, we got Pennyworth coming to Epix. And August 4th, we got the 4th season of Preacher coming to AMC. And with that being said, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know some discussions. Let me know what you thought of this. Let me know if you have anything to say about any of the news that happened. And since I ended with that AMC, I will see you guys later.